Hey, today we're back talking about seasons and how there's different seasons in our life. I'm so glad you're here. I'm hopeful that the things I'm sharing on will be a great resource to you. And if they are, man, send them on or leave a comment. Listen, the season I have just myself gone through, because there's a bunch of different ones of them, but today I thought I'd talk about seasons of transitions, because it's one of those things that in all of our lives we make transitions, and sometimes we feel good about it, sometimes we're not sure about it. I just wanted to give you a quick, brief thought on the things that I went through, because I moved into a new season. There's a couple things about seasons. You know, we're moving into fall, it's beautiful out, and every year there comes a fall. And so there's indicators around. The weather cools down, the trees start changing, and we see that in our life. And so we know that every year that's a consistent season. Well, what I experienced, what some of you are experiencing, is a whole new season. Have never seen these indicators before and not really sure what they're communicating about the new season ahead. Well, the things that I experienced, because I've been on staff at the Church of the Harvest there in Oklahoma City for almost 17 years, I'd never experienced this season where I'd transitioned off. And so there were several indicators. I believe God spoke to me, and I believe as believers, followers of Christ, men and women of God, you know, that's a pretty big one, that you feel like God's leading you towards something. But this was such a step. I don't believe in fleeces. I don't do fleeces, that sort of thing. But there were several indicators that this season I was in was coming to a close. Quickly, I'll just share this with you, because when I shared them with my pastor, I just didn't want to go in and say, Pastor Kirk, I just feel like God spoke to me, because I'm not necessarily sure I'm always hearing from God that clearly. And on this big of a decision, there was some other indicators that this season was coming to a close. One was, and I use this phrase, grace lifting, because I'd heard it before. I'd never experienced it before. But I said, this is what grace lifting must be like for my life. One of the things was I wasn't having success in the areas that I'd served in. I've been on that team for, like I said, almost 17 years, and I didn't have massive success in everything, but just about everything I put my hand to had a little bit of progress, a little bit of growth, good things came out of it, and I was just going through a long season where I wasn't seeing any of that fruit. Another thing was I'd sit at our department head table, and I just started feeling like I don't belong here. I don't fit on this team. Now, if you were to know me, you would know that I am the embodiment of Church of the Harvest and Youth America. I love and live and breathe for the vision and mission of that body and of that church and of my pastor. But I would just sit there and go, I just don't fit here. And I was having these sensations that were just like the leaves changing. They were indicators that something is getting ready to become new. And then another big one was, I've been through many seasons of life there in the ministry, and never had I been able, not that I'd even wanted to, but been able to leave the staff. And another big indicator for me was I was able to have this conversation with my pastor and say, I think it's time for me to make a transition. I think there's a new season of life, because an indicator was I was able to do that. Never in my past had I even contemplated that far of saying, man, I'm ready to make a move off the team. And so those were all other indicators. You know, what are indicators in your life? It's not necessarily, there's things that God leads us to. You know, and I believe that when God leads, He doesn't cause you to leave. He causes you to be led. He leads you to somewhere new, not just causes you to leave. But there's indicators that this season is coming to a close. Now, you might not have any indicators about what all of the future holds, because none of us really do. But there's indicators that this season is coming to an end and a new season is beginning. Man, I'm praying for you and believing if you're in a season transition, that you'll have all the indicators. You'll see the things that God is communicating, and you'll sense that new season that you're moving into and what the right next steps are. Listen, leave a comment, share the video with somebody if it can be a help to them. And I look forward to talking about other seasons. Trust me, I won't dwell on transition. It's just the most recent season that I've been in and gone through and moving on. So we'll look into some other things in the next few days. God bless you. Have a great day.